Welcome to the Round 7 FTTV podcast. Jord and Anno here, and a bit on the agenda today, some news. Somebody got suspended that is a highly owned player, so see how that goes. We're back in the Carlton Lawyers. Talk about cash generators this week because it's probably the worst crop of rookies we've had all year in terms of finding a downgrade target. So might have to get creative this week. Talk about targets in all lines. So it's sort of looking at that sub 550 mark, but those that did pay for butters would be very happy. Talk about a few, I guess, Tom Stewart and maybe plays that you want to move on. Also talk about captains as well and whatnot. Anno, how'd you go this week and how you doing?
Good, mate. Good. Bit tired. How I went this week, not good. Honestly, don't even remember what I scored. 2,367 in the end. So going backwards a few weeks in a row now, out to 11K, and haven't hit a captain in about a month, I don't think. So yeah, get in so wrong, captain him twice stupidly for 100, and then I'm like, we'll get the VC on him this week, won't captain him, another 100. And I'll put the C on Dunkley. I don't know why I did that, to be honest. I should have backed in Cherry after he's back to form last week. So that was on me for doing that, or a TDK. But yeah, I don't know what happened with Dunks the last few weeks, especially the week just gone.
Time this week.
Yeah, it's awful, man. So yeah, M1 and M2 just absolute donkeys when everyone else is like Brayshaw and Dacos just putting combined 80 points on me every week. It's just yeah, not good at all. So that's not good. Holmes, bad couple of weeks as well. 80 and a 70, so that's awful. And then elsewhere, I don't know. I guess just, yeah, basically at the end of the day, not having a Gorn or a Dacos or a Brayshaw that, some people have 1, 2, or even all 3 of them, and it makes a big difference every week. So, yeah, once again, got the Reed and Pryor wrong again, so that was fun. I think I still got Reed's score, but I had to bench. I had Lindsay Loops, and I was like, I'll take the extra 12 points. Anyway, that's enough about my shitty team. 11K, so a lot of ground to make up, and probably not the right place to do it. So, what did I do? I just did 2 trades. I couldn't really see a lot. Like with Flynn having to come in, it sort of hampered the cash a bit to make an upgrade. So I just did sort of a couple sideways on Trainer to Flynn, and then Henderson to Elijah Hewitt I got. So
he played
a couple of nice matchups next couple of weeks. Hopefully make another 100K or something. Yeah, MVP. Shit, I don't know, man. God. Would be Cherry, I guess, if I captained him. Maybe it's your man, Geordie Clark, just the only trade-in I've really had that you just actually given me what I, expected. Giving me what it is, and that's all I can ask for, because you're so wrong who you get in, or Marriage has been all right. I don't really know who else I've really traded in.
This is the primos. You need them to fire a bit.
Yeah, so or Matty Roberts, honestly, been good couple of weeks for him. He can get the MVP and Fault. Yeah, I don't know. Take your pick. Holmes, Sarong, Dunkley. Just those trio of faults, really. So, yeah. How about you, mate?
Well, I thought I went well, but I got a red arrow. So 2, 4, 6, 9. I don't know what went wrong this week. I felt like, obviously you're probably hurting with the captains and no Brayshaw Dacos, but that's probably where our difference is really. But yeah, I don't know. I think Dawson's can't kick 30% kick efficiency every week, it seems. I don't know. It's a hard one. So it's just hard to make ground. And I'm trying to think, what am I supposed to do here? I guess you keep getting rookies off for the time being. And then it's kind of hard with we need a rookie to bring in. So I'm not really sure what to do. But look, my trades, I brought in Flynn, Carroll, and Dacos. Pretty much anyone that's a rookie that's there, I'm just pretty much taking them. I took Gross, took Cleary, took Flynn, took Carroll, just taking all of them. And it's helped me bank a little bit of cash. So I have got 130K in the bank. So the next few weeks, should be just 1 up, 1 downs with that extra cash. But yeah, happy to have Dacos in. Got rid of Henderson, Hall, and Short. So maybe instead of getting a rookie off, got rid of Short. Maybe that's where the rank drop came from. But I figured like he's not really making money, and I'm getting rid of plays with low break evens. Like getting rid of Max Hall was annoying. Made 20k and probably making another 30. But that's all good. MVP. I'm going to say I keep bringing him up, but I like Jordan Clark. I think I'm going to pick him for the next decade. I pay 570 for him. You guys can get him for 530. He'll be there all year for the next 10 years. And then, I don't know, he got us a 94 last week and he owed us 10 points and we got those extra 10. So 114, so happy with that. Fault of the week. I got to give it to Dawson, man. I think I've given it to him a few times now, maybe twice. Yeah, stuck at full forwards. Got to tell Matthew Nicks when Nicks tells him to go forward, he's got to say, no, don't tell me what to do. I'm the captain. I need to be in the midfield. So 0 touches in Q4. Somehow got 6 points while he was there. I'm not sure how, but it's interesting. A few people are looking at bringing him in. The DT scores are fine. Just hopefully the efficiency turns. So I think you can afford like one Dawson type where he's probably not top 8, but he's probably like just enough we don't lose too badly at M8. But I wouldn't want another one that's just unreliable. So that's that. We get straight into the agenda, and yeah, there's a few like just on trades thinking for this week. As we spoke about, the rookies are not really there. There's a few we can go like a Bustling or a Huswaite, but that's a bit early. And then the job security don't have a strong read on it. So what are you thinking for this week? Are you just going to take a punt on a rookie? I guess Thursday night will help us immensely. Like if Sardis comes back in, we can probably go there. But what are you trying to do this week? Are you trying to get an upgrade done? Are you sidewaysing an underperforming premium or underperforming mid-pricer? What are you thinking for your trades this week? Where are you at?
I'm definitely upgrading. It's just depending whether or not I boost to do it. So
how many boosts left?
Still got 3 left. So I haven't actually used one for a while. I'm just looking now, around 5. I did that sort of Callahan and Short, sort of turfed them both to had to get Bice late, so I got him for 200k, and that Sarong that was that week. So
Yeah.
If Sarong was Andy, it would be not looking much better, but didn't boost then. Last week, 2 weeks ago, did an upgrade in 2 trades, Noddy and cost to your man Jordy Clark and Cleary.
Yeah.
And then this week just gone, like that was the week when I got Clark that I was obviously thinking about getting Dacos, and I would have had to boost, but didn't do it. Like the week he went 170. That's sort of the sliding doors moment with my team. Like Jordy Clark's been fine. I probably still would have got him down the track, but the fact that there wasn't really that second rookie, knowing Gross was sub, I didn't boost, and yeah, I honestly still wish I bloody did, because obviously Dacos is gone, and I just don't have that player. Like you've got Brayshaw. Like say if I had a Brayshaw instead of Sarong, I wouldn't be as upset with that. But he's putting 30 points on him every week at the moment, and that won't stick. But like obviously, I mean, I think I looked before to this point. Andy's got 900 points on the year already. Like it's just crazy. He's averaging 130, and Sarong just hasn't done anything besides one big, 140 one week, and that's it. So
Ross Lyon could pull Winhager to Andy.
That's honestly my only hope.
But
at this point, Andy's been playing much better for a month now, and probably the whole year. So, yeah, who knows? We'll see. But so that week I didn't do that boost. So yeah, I've still got 3 boosts, and then last week just did the 2 sort of sideways to get Flynn and opted for Elijah Hewitt instead of Carroll. So like I could have boosted last week and just got Carroll as well. I think I would have traded out like Moraes or something, or because I've still got him or Joe Berry or something, but he came back and played. But yeah, so I've still got 3 boosts, which I like. So I think this week, the only way to get like an upgrade done in 2 for me is trading out Levi. I don't know how much I love that. Like, yes, he's at 350 now, but depending how he goes this week, and I know that's probably the big point is how he goes against the Suns. Is His next 2 weeks are, D's been better, obviously, but North as well. And just on, like, is he the last rookie you want on field? Like, for me, he'd be up there. Like,
Well, I think people are targeting forwards and mids. Like if you don't have a Rankin, you don't have Petrarca. Some people like Warner.
and there's no spots for them. Yeah.
So you're trying to just get as many as you can of those in, I think. Yeah, but it's a bit of a
Because I've
squeeze
still got
there.
Horn Francis. I've still got, like, I haven't traded him, and then I got Marriott. So my whole forward line's like, there's just no spot there unless,
Yeah,
So I could
throw
get Track
Merritt in the
in.
mid.
Yeah, and perhaps Track in the mids or something. So obviously, he's a great option this week. Under 500K for Track's always pretty nice playing West Coast. But I feel like I'm a week behind. So like starting 3 weeks ago, I'm sort of just a week behind. Didn't get Dacos that week. I know you didn't either, but then you got him in. But obviously, I just opted to. I couldn't really do it last week without trading like a Clary or something,
Yeah.
or just not getting Flynn, for instance. But that was just not on the radar.
I think with Dacos, though, like I know it feels bad to pay 640, but like I got rid of Max Hall, who made like 25K or something. So it's like I lost money there. So let's go back to the old maths.
Yeah, I
So
know, but you VC'd him and you just
yeah.
sat pretty like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I got to start trusting him up at like
Could you
cherry
just
type.
go like a Butters and send it? He's 6'9", isn't he? He's a bit too much.
Oh, jeez.
Because we're
Yeah.
like, I've got here on the agenda, like, how do we actually make up ground? Because if I didn't make up ground this week, apart from Dawson, like, I bloody never will. Like, I understand. It's hard
Yeah.
to make ground.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I could keep getting rookies off field, but we're down to like 3 at this point in time. We've got the flex thing, so your worst rookie isn't always hitting you as hard, right? It's your second worst. Am I going to make up that much ground until we're full premium, or like just get say I'm full premium quick, by getting cheap guys, like just get Track and Dawson and I don't know, already got the bloody cheap bastards like Dunkley and stuff that everyone else can.
This is
like,
what I'm
is that
thinking.
going to get me back in, or do I just like force in a Gorn? I have the triple rucks, Gorns. That's obviously what I've been thinking about today. But
this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
grab literally everyone that's cheap. So you have the extra premium or two in the buys. So you get an extra premium score every week in the buys. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
but
I might grab
with like your Brayshaws and your Dacoses that I don't have, and Gorn, for instance, whatever. Like I've got Cherry TDK. The rucks are a weird one, but yeah, they'll get to full premium as well in the next. Like they're not gonna. So like, I don't know what. And then I have to try and sideways my crappest premiums to get, Dunks and Brayshaw if he keeps it up, and Bottom Butt. Like the thing is, Bottom Butt is just unattainable. So like, there's no point of difference. Like guys that
you do
I
have
can really get
money. That's the leg up you've got on pretty much 80% of the comp. So if you boosted him out and you got the extra money to spend,
yeah, I can get a Gorn, or I can get Nick. I can get Nick, but like then I'm getting him for 640. Like,
I'd almost consider it in your spot because you've got the extra money.
I don't think I could. I actually think I could afford Brayshaw, but like 666K. I don't think I can quite afford it.
Okay.
I've looked. It's like Archer down, Levi and Davo out, and like I don't know. My team's weird, man. I just don't have any. Like I've only got Cherry really, so
Chug a C on him.
Yeah, I just don't think I'm going to make up too much ground unless some guys turn their form around and something happens to those guys you have. But yeah, I don't know. For most people, we'll stop talking about sort of our specific teams. I think with the lack of rookies, it's definitely like try and look after try and get something done. And if you can't, honestly, I don't hate just not trading this week. And I know that's going to sound weird, but depending, like, there's no must-have rookie, and then if you can't get it done, like,
still playing for late game.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, I'm thinking I still want to get something done because I made note because I did short to Dacos. I didn't really make much progress with the team. Because short should have been like a Will Ashcroft, someone I keep to the end of the buys or something. So I didn't really make much progress. I've sort of had my week of no progress. I got to make progress now. So I can see people doing that. So
that's same.
I don't mind. Yeah, I don't. It might be this week for some people. For me, it was last week. So yeah, I think do what you can. Find the balance between looking after your cash but getting some points on and getting that Petrarca with the low break even or whoever you like in the midfield or whoever.
Yeah, but I guess we're going to talk about him in a sec. But as far as what rookies you can go, I think if you're going to get something done, Huswaite would be the one, right? Because you could field him if that's like some people don't want to trade. Like when you trade like a Levi or something, you're trying to get something done in like 2 trades. Because I think Levi's like really the one this week that people are tossing up about turfing or not. Because he's got more cash on his head, and you can do him and whatever Reed prior. Obviously, wouldn't probably want to trade Reed, but Davo, if you kept him for one more, whatever. That's the sort of if you have no cash in the bank, of course. Because if you have something sitting there, then you can always make something happen. But yeah, I think Huswaite would be the one because you can field him. So if you'd like taking Levi off the field and getting in it, I don't know, whoever you can field him, and especially if Chair is out and doesn't get off his thing, you can put Huswaite on field against Richmond. It's sort of a 1 week thing.
He's got vest written all over him, I reckon.
Yeah, you think?
Well, I'm looking at their 22 now. Bailey McDonald was starting sub. And just going through the list, like who gets like Scrimshaw went off injured. And I think I don't know, could it be a Josh Ward? Like, I don't know. If you ever look at that 22, I find it hard to see how Huswaite isn't subbed off unless they want to rest someone or something. We'll go through the list of rookies now.
All right.
It's important.
Start with him. We're already talking about him.
Well,
he had the third most disposals.
What was that?
He was third for disposals against West Coast, but in the team. I think it was only 40% CBAs, so they're not the greatest. But like that 4th spot was sort of shared between him and Ward and someone else. Dillmore obviously gets a few. Look, it's a hard game to read because it's West Coast, right? I don't know, but there was good comments from Sammy Mitchell post game that I saw. Of course, going early on rookies is never a thing, but there's just no one on the bubble.
Yeah,
that's worth it, I think.
Yeah, I think Carroll, if you don't have him,
you
got off to a shaky start, but I think I'd go there for 150 if I didn't have him.
Okay.
There's a few others. So, in terms of basement price, Oscar McDonald. That's the one. I think he's probably out for Voss or Jackson, depending on Jackson's availability.
Yeah.
So you might get one price rise if he plays, but I don't think he does. Tunstall's probably the sub risk is high. Apparently, Lohman was a stinger. So it's going to take injuries for him to play, basically. So I don't think there's much he can do. Like, he can play as well as he can. They're still going to... There's too many established guys in that 22.
Mm-hmm.
Bustling is an interesting one because he definitely has scope to stay in the team.
He would scare me. I wouldn't dare trade that in early.
Yeah, I watched him closely because I'm very tilted in fantasy after I got stuck fielding Cleary's 30 and Trainers 2 the other week before. So I sent it because he got 32 touches in the VFL. So I'll field him this week, which was stupid. Scored like a 40 DT, I think 60 SC. Like, spoils were good. I thought he got beaten 1v1 quite a few times, and that's something where they might need a Liam Jones. So I think I'm going to wait on Bustlinger, especially for me with Sandy Brock sitting there. So I can't have him, Carroll, Stone, and Bustlinger, or whoever else I got there, sit in my defense. I guess it depends on your team, but I'm not comfortable going early on him. Like Huswaite, I'll probably go. He's straight up for Nash, isn't he? So we get one price rise.
Possibly.
Has he played this year, Huswaite? Is this first game?
First game.
Okay.
He hasn't even been sub, I don't think so.
Yeah, so he's got... I don't really want to go there either, to be honest. If it's just a straight in and out. Like, I'm looking at the 22. Like, for me, it looks like he's out. Unless, he outperforms Ward or something. I think that's the only spot that he can take.
Yeah, you sort of get 3 weeks at seeing if you can do... obviously, going early, is not great, but who else is it?
Yeah. Another one I looked at is Will White, 185k. This is where we're getting desperate, but he does
No.
have negative 15 break even.
Yeah, I just
185k. Job security, I think, is actually good with Williams doing a calf. No interest there. Go on there.
not for that type of money.
Yeah.
Too much doubt over just scoring. Like they've won the last 3 weeks, and he's if they go back to losing, like he's just. I think he kicked 3 goals in the fourth quarter against West Coast. Before that, he was on like 20, and he got himself up to like a junk time 50, 60 or whatever it ended up being. That was 3 weeks ago, and then he did the same thing against North actually. Like just had a couple goals in like last quarter. So I don't think he's bad, but like 180k for like a
Small forward that averaged
small
60.
forward
And
that's very like you just job security wise don't know. Like obviously
like I
injuries.
think what best case we get like 70k out of him.
In that case, I'd just rather save the money and
Yeah.
just take a swing on a Huswaite or whatever.
Yeah. Now if Sardis is named, is he straight in?
I guess. Yeah, he's the wild card sort of one. If he's in, you'd go there because he's probably worth the money. But it's like if he's not hasn't been playing, like I just think we just don't. I think we just surprise ourselves on Thursday if he's named. But at the same time, if it is, it's like, can we still even trust it? Because he hasn't been playing. When's Caldwell back? Like I think it was a decent time, but it's still a couple of weeks, right?
This week.
Oh, really? Okay, so anyway, we'll cross that bridge on Thursday if it's even a thing.
Yeah. And then there's Sid Draper played well in the SNFL. I think he had 17 contested, 20-something touches. I think it might have been like 26, 28. His break even is pretty high because he's been subbed so many times.
That's one that would interest me. If Crows need like a switch up in the midfield, which you would assume.
Well, from what I've been reading, because I do read Crow supporters on Twitter and Bigfoot and whatnot, someone's been saying that Crouch is injured at the moment. He's not doing much training. Something like maybe a hip or a back. I think hip flex or something like that. Certainly that sort of area. And he's been getting a lot of work done in captain's runs. Hasn't been doing much there. So they're basically playing him injured. On current form, like why would you bother? I don't know. I'm not going to start on the Crows, but for me, it seems like a good opportunity to get some games into Sid and rest players that are playing through injury. I think that's just a common sense approach, but who knows? You can wait a week on this because his break even's 80. He's probably going to lose money, and the sub risk is still there. But I do think it's getting the tipping point at the Crows where changes need to be made in multiple positions. I think that's one maybe for next week. What is he, 168? Could you go there this week if he's named on the field, not sub?
I don't know. Look, you could, but I don't think you would.
Another one is Hardiman, not a massive accumulator. For me, like the defense slot is just a pain in the ass. So I can't do it. If he was forward, I probably would actually. Played okay. Keeping a few defenders out of the team. Who was, I think, like Tucker's like a lock to get dropped, you would think. Did play forward though on Rosie. I think it was 90 minutes, 0 touches or something.
Yeah.
You could do worse. Again, inflated price, so it's a bit hard. Yeah, him and White's feel a bit awful to go with. I thought he played like okay.
Yep.
25 break even, was sub the week before. I'm not expecting massive output from him, but I think if it fits your structure, I don't think it's the worst. But yeah, again, we don't really want to pay up. At this stage, I've got White, which feels horrible, but I do have money sitting there. So we'll revisit this on Thursday night.
Yeah, might be worth a stream. See what the hell's going on.
Carroll,
I think, Carroll, if you don't have him, so like for someone like me, maybe it's just the smartest thing to do because you think if his job security was the biggest question for me, and now with a couple of injuries because Silvani's out right as well, broke his hand or something.
Okay,
he should be okay. You would think, and even at 150, I think you could get 100k out of him if he stays.
I think
like another, yeah. With obviously upside for more if he has a good game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably what I would do. But then if you already have him like you, then yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's getting a bit dicey. I don't know what the thinking with Sardis is. If Sardis is in, I'm going straight there. Might even
Yep.
go Sid, man. I don't know. Apparently, Sid was actually managed in the fourth quarter as well. I think that's in the NFL,
Yeah. Okay.
which is really to be expected given he's had back issues for 2 years. So
Yeah.
I don't
Just
know, man.
quickly for the Archer Reed owners, you are in a better position. Like you don't actually have to trade him out if you can't get the trade done. That's because he's only 250. So say if you wanted to trade Davidson and Levi or whatever, Pryor, whatever, because he's a little bit, just to get a sort of upgrade done in two. Hopefully you have because I don't. I got Berry and Cleary on my forward bench. So if you have like a Hewitt down there or whatever on your forward bench with mid DPP, you can trade whoever out, put them up to the mids, put, Cohen Livingston, I think is the best probably because West Coast always playing late on your forward bench, and just sort of get, he could be your in this week. Just that could be your downgrade. You make an upgrade or whatever, get track because it's sort of, you could hopefully get track done in two if you trade like a Davo or whatever. Hopefully a Pryor if you've got cash in the bank, but I don't have enough, so it would have to be like Levi for me. But yeah, because I can't do that, right? I mean, I could, and then I think it means I have to field Cleary at F6 and sort of shove Marich or whoever in the mids and bench like Lindsay or something, or so it's a bit less enticing for me. But just check the DPP because then you're going to trade Archer to a loop at some point.
Yeah.
So hey, if you can trade Archer to Livingston and get an upgrade done, do that. Obviously, that's an easy one at R3. But if not, you could still trade Livingston in and sort of sit him at on your forward bench if you have the right DPP. See what it does to you on field, right? Because for me, it just didn't quite work. Like I'd have to. Yeah, it's not the worst like fielding Cleary over Lindsay, but Lindsay I really want to probably stick on the field this week.
I would do that. This is a week to do it.
Yeah. So I just think, because you're going to trade Archer out of it. Look, his break even's 40 now, so it's still all right for one more week. And then you can turf him next week or whatever. Hopefully, just doesn't lose too much cash. But
that's just Twitter page. Read of the week. That's a good
read of the week. Yeah, I don't think Archer's won one yet, unfortunately.
He's up there.
Yeah, it's just, that's a handy thing. Just play around with it because I was doing it myself, and if you have a sort of mid DPP on the forward bench, you can throw just Livingston there for a bit and then fix it, next week or the week after.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to upgrade targets. Before we get to that, we'll touch on Tom Stewart. If you have Tom Stewart, is this a falling knife? Is this a zip stock? What is this?
Falling knife, man. The knife would be through you and already out the other side, wouldn't it? At this point, how much floor? Like 436.
I'm getting the hell out of this pick. Like, he's been sore every week.
It's just harder to watch him, man. Yeah,
not using him as much.
I don't think. They need him right now. No Henry, like they've got Koss, young kid back there. Looks awesome, but like you still want his experience. So he's sort of just like. He shouldn't really be playing, you would think. Should at least be getting some sort of a rest, whether it's a week or two or whatever. But I guess it's something that's just not going to get better, right? So if it's that type of injury, why would you want to hold on?
Like with Sherry, like I was waiting for the turn. We're waiting for the turn. Eventually it happened. This has been going on for 6 weeks now. If you want to be stubborn and wait for the turn, if it happens, you could go there. But I'm not confident that it actually does. It just does his knee get better or not? If he keeps playing, it probably should. But this time of the year, he's 32. Another 4 months to go, 5 months to go. They don't need him fit and firing at the moment. They need him to get through. So pointy end, he can be cherry ripe. So I'm jumping off.
Yeah, hopefully he jumped off weeks ago. Yeah.
Chances that he actually gets injured again mid-game are reasonable as well, unfortunately, based on what we've seen.
He just lost so much already, George. It's just, I don't know
I'm out on that pick.
get him up to a track or I don't know.
Yeah.
Something.
Forward targets. So I've got 3 here. Petrarca, Warner, Rankin. Any interest? Yeah. Would you, if you didn't have Rankin, would you go Rankin over those 2?
You could go track first before Rankin. Like they're both obviously. I think Rankin's just under 500 now, isn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Both got break evens, pretty low ones, like 80, 87 for Rankin. What is it? 70 for track, something like that. So
Yeah.
you could go track first, like better matchup this coming week. Like I think Rankin can still go well, of course, at home. What do you go? Yeah, 120 last year on Carlton. I go track first. I think I still would probably have Rankin ahead of him
Yeah.
the rest of the season, but I don't think it'd be by much, Jaws. Like it might be 3, 4, 5 points per game, maybe.
Yeah.
But you never know. Track can really, if he gets going and the D's do themselves, like actually keep some of the form they've been in.
Yeah.
It may be closer than you think, and I'd have them both ahead of Chad. But honestly, in any other year, Chad would be like an easy option that you would go to, and at worst he'd be F6. I guess the question is he better than? And I think you've got it down further on the agenda, but we may as well speak about it with the forward sort of section here. Is he better than Caleb Daniel? Like,
well, I just put
I know
on
you have
here.
McRae there as well, but I don't think
Well,
like McRae will be fine. Like,
okay, so I've got in the forwards here, I've written a watch on Daniel and McRae. So Daniel, I think it's probably more media than from the club, but people are
yeah,
sort of banging on about, can you keep running him off halfback? I don't think they have much else, but not looking to move him on at this stage or anything. Just if something happens with the role. And then McRae CBA is the first month. Some of them within the 90s. They're now down to 70s and 60s, I think.
okay,
And they're trying stuff. They're putting Sinclair a bit more in there on the weekend. They've put Nas was 55%, and Philippu's coming in. So that's why I've just got to watch on McRae, because I don't. And obviously they've got the captain there hogging a lot of CBAs. So I think it's just not looking to do anything at this stage, but see if the role diminishes and what happens when Philippu comes in and what they do with Nas.
yeah,
So I think that's just a watch, but yeah. I think Warner's CBAs are up, so they're putting him more in the midfield. Coxie's got to try some stuff because they're losing and their season's kind of slipping already. I think he's a fine in at that price. Certainly the best one for 460 range. There could be a Bedford tag this week, so I'm quite happy to wait one. I'm thinking about it now that the CBAs are up, but I think this is just a pick that will just do your head in, where the floor games will come and you'll just be like, oh my God, my week, I've gone down because of him. But you got to hope that the repays you with the ceiling games. So
yeah. I don't think it's something I would like to sit through, but he's just like that. Like last year, he got to 600K.
yeah,
Like he had a month or 6 week stretch of like, ton, 80 and a 70, and then 130, 170, 140, and just went to 600K, right? Had a buy and then didn't ton for another month. Like that's just the Chad experience. And I just don't know if I can cop it.
Well, is he a cash cow? Is this where we're getting our money from? You sell him at 600
Yeah.
potentially.
You would never do it though. It's always easy in hindsight for something like that. But it's just the forward spots. Like I'd get track and I'd sort of, in Marriach's spot and eventually Marriach will go. And then it's just where does Chad fit?
Yeah. If I get like 24 premiums, I think he'd be one that you can wouldn't mind. Anyway, move on to mid upgrades. This is an interesting talking point because people are looking at these mids and like, do I want these picks when really they should be buys? So I've got Isaac Heaney, Dunkley, Dawson, LDU. Maybe for a little bit more, Lockie Neal as well. And Merritt is coming down with 150 break even. For me, I actually want Merritt and I wouldn't mind Neal. So I'm probably skipping this low 500s range. I just spoke about Dunkley, bit of wing time. Does that stick? Probably not. Any of these, like Heaney, Dunkley, Dawson, or do you have any interest in any of these players? You own Dunkley, but if you didn't have him, would you pick any of these 4 players as an upgrade target?
Oh, it was. I mean, I had him captain on the weekend, so it was amplified. But oh my god, it was so hard to watch.
Well, the interesting thing with the Lions mids, I still think Dunkley will be reasonable for you, but we're seeing McGluggy just picking up points. We're seeing Will Ashcroft's picking up points. Neil's still the main man. So
It's a real
like maybe
thing.
a little bit like that 110 Dunkley, maybe that comes back a bit to like 105 range because of the points are going elsewhere, if you know what I mean.
Well, he won 70 round one. He's 101 average since. That's a big sample. Like that's 5-6 week sample size. 101 average. And even before this weekend was 50% CBAs. The other weeks were still whatever they were, 75, 80, whatever that,
Yeah.
average was. So, I mean, Dunkley can do this, right? He's not the best by foot. He doesn't, if he's not getting a healthy amount of contested ball, then the chip mark that he does is not really going to get many points. And then obviously makes up with some tackles and whatnot. But he's often just uncontested mark handball. And he's not like the one that's ever kicking, running and kicking and getting those forward half points. So it's really hard to watch when, he needs stoppage and he contest the ball. I think he only had maybe 10 on the weekend. So you always like to see it in like 15 range because it's often a lot of handballs and stuff. And I don't know, it's tough because Clug's playing really well. Will's obviously classy user, and I think they always want the balance right of those guys in with just Dunkley. Like they don't want Dunkley in with like a Clug and then I don't know, like a Neil. I don't know. I think they just want someone like a couple of the offensive guys with one of the like Neil type ball winners. But
When whips are cracking, it's those big three that are in there.
Yeah, it is. It is. Why the hell is he? He can't play wing. Look, he's a great buy. 530k. I can't like hate anyone for it, but just beware, man. I've watched him for 3 weeks score 80, 80, and 100. Just like it's not, it's not enticing.
I think 105 should be his floor from here, but I do worry about the ceiling with the points to go around in that midfield.
Yeah.
Isaac Heaney, I think his like role's not super great at times. I think you could do worse than Heaney.
It's hard. You could almost argue his role's bloody grouse because like he's still like 70% mid.
Oh, it is.
But then he spends like time in the forward, 50 as a target, right? So
yeah,
I don't know, but he's obviously when he's in the midfield, we know what Isaac is. He's not like a high possession player, but when it's all going well, and for the first half or sort of quarter and a half on the weekend, it was unbelievable. But when Sydney started getting beat, like Isaac's not scoring many points in that sort of period, and that he was destined to go 150 on the weekend. But when Sydney just lose your ascendancy, it can end up like that. So I don't know. As a mid only, Isaac just doesn't feel that great to me.
Only one game above 23 touches.
Yeah, that's what he is.
I think listening to an interview with him early in the year in preseason, did have limited preseason from the injury he had, where he said, I can't remember what injury it was, might have been like a hairline fracture in his leg or something, but like something to do with his ankle is like never going to be the same after that. He had that pretty big surgery on it a few years ago, where sometimes other body parts sort of compromise for that. And it might have been one of the reasons why that he was rested late last year.
Yeah.
I think they had top spot anyway, so I don't think it mattered maybe, but from memory. But you don't get that doubt. Very minor, but it only takes one missed game and you lose 50 points on a premium. So
yeah,
I love Isaac. I'm going to enjoy watching him this year. I'm not going to pick him, but he could be good. LD and Dawson and probably another two. Like LD is confusing at times because when he's hot, he's hot. When he's not, it's bad. And a bit like Dawson as well. I guess the DT score, I think he's M3 in DT behind Hewitt and maybe one other player. Might even be M2. Say DT, M1. Meant to say M2 or 3 he is in that format. So you just kind of hope that it corrects. I think hopefully the coaches figure out they shouldn't be in that 80% of the time. Maybe that's what they stick with. But I think, his efficiency is suffering because he's winning it a lot, like at the back of stoppage and just hacking it out of there. And it's just causing efficiency to just plummet. $5.90 for Dawson. I think it's okay buy. I think he's like your budget M8. I still think
I
you
think
want
it's the best one, to be
you
honest.
reckon? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very hesitant going there yet because I just want to see it turn because he's these guys, probably not Dunkley, but the other three, like they're very form sort of confidence players, I would say. Like LDU, whatever, it seems to happen once a year for a month. It happens, but it's just not long enough. Dawson can happen for longer periods of time. Like, if he gets going, he can have really long, good period and high ceiling too type of player, which is good.
Yeah.
And then we've already spoken about Isaac. I just don't like sort of him as a midway only this year. But yeah, Dawson, $4.90 was pretty bloody cheap. It's just I just think I want to see it turn first.
Yep. Yep, fair enough. And then Lockie Neal 560. I think it's a good price for him. The tag seems to be going elsewhere at times. Went to McLuggage for a bit. Went to Will for a bit.
I think that was wrong. I think it was like Rayner, right? He sort of Windy just got kicked out of the midfield and then sort of followed Rayner. But yeah, Klug was the choice at the start of the game. So yeah, I saw an interview with him. He's like, it's about time these young boys get some attention. I've been getting them for 6 years. So
I think he's a good buy. Yeah, I think I guess age is always a slight worry. I think he's turning 32 May.
He already is. So I think he might be.
Oh.
Unless he was, because I think he said in that interview, I'm 32. It's about time these other boys. Yeah, maybe he was saying he's about to. Yeah.
May 24.
Yeah.
Close enough. Yeah, I think he should be okay. Like, yeah, I think he'll be right. And because we saw him do 120 last year, even if that drops off a little bit to like 115, you're still very happy with that. Even 110, you'd be happy with, and you get your ceiling games, maybe right matchup captain. So 560 for 640k mid, this idea is good. And Merritt's 150 break even. I'll be going there 2 weeks after potentially James Jordan tag. He hasn't been that effective lately, actually. So he's got 150 break even. Yeah. Why did he have to have that matchup this week? But what do you do? We saw what the
I might just go there and back him in against the tag.
You could. Yeah. Another one, Bont Butters, probably gone, but I'd just to be different, I'd think about it. I said no, but now you see what they're doing, and the fact that pretty much no one, I think he's 3% owned Butters, so 650 is a little bit. 680 is just too steep though. It would be fun though, cheering on Butters. But if you've got Butters for 650, nice work, because I think I was pretty keen to look elsewhere, but they're looking stupid now. Anyway, does it cross your mind to go Bunt or Butters at all, or just not too expensive?
It's too late. Late.
All right, like defenders.
90, and he's still going to go higher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach Butters, what a freak.
Yeah. They were saying on radio today, if they lose him, it'll be equivalent of West Coast losing Judd. Because, like,
change the whole fortune of your club. Yeah.
Paul without Butters changes everything about that club's, like, where they can go. Anyway, defenders, upgrades. I've got Clark, Holmes, Zorko. Sinclair's coming down, so maybe not this week. Roberts as well for those that don't have him. I think they're all fine targets. Zorko is the one where I'll probably just keep death riding because of his age, 36, but I kind of pick and choose with that age bias. But anyway, I think they're all fine targets. Holmes, maybe a little bit sore. I don't know. Getting his hip worked on a few weeks ago. And yeah, didn't run out the game very well. So
yeah, didn't
wait for the turn if you don't have him.
Monday because I was at the game, so I didn't watch him like too closely, sort of preoccupied. But this week, I don't know, he just wasn't like, and I think he sort of went back a bit into defense, especially in the second half. To like he started the stoppage and in the centre bounce, so you might not see it from the centre bounce stats, whatever they say. I don't even know what they say, but he would sort of start in the centre bounce, and then I wouldn't see him at the next stoppage, like on my TV, and then I would be trying to look for him and be like just behind the ball. Yeah. So, I mean, that can be good sometimes. He just didn't find enough of the pill this game, I don't think. Like early first half, like 6 touches or something at half time, 7 or something, like just didn't get enough ball.
Yeah, 150 break even, and I hate to break it to you, but there is potentially a Bedford tag in 2 weeks. Maybe they go to Baz though.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd go to Holmes, but he's getting 30, 35 every week. Like,
Yeah,
just killing in transition. Like, I know his kicks often don't go to anyone, or if they do, it's a fan in the crowd. But like, he's
yeah,
still getting a lot of pill, and he's pretty much like whenever it's Geelong win the ball back in sort of D50 or whatever, it's often going to Baz in the chain once or twice, and he's getting them out of trouble. So. Yeah, is that something you tag? I don't know. He'd be a hard man to tag though. His running's power is just ridiculous.
yep. Jordy Clark 530k 105 every week. That's up to you if you want to go there.
If you
Zorko,
like missionary, Jordy Clark's your man,
rank.
straight up and down.
Zorko, he's cheap, man.
I know. I hate to say I actually
516.
looked at it, Jord's. Like, I actually had a confirmed trade thing, and he was in my team. But I just cannot do it, dude. I cannot do it.
I feel like he was underscored on the weekend. Had tough game at Norwood Oval, and then short break against Collingwood where they got flogged. So he had 2 sort of down weeks there, but everything else has been pretty good.
Yeah, he didn't.
Making excuses, but yeah.
Yeah, he would look. He just started very, very badly on the weekend. That game, he had like 5 clanger kicks first half, and you see that if you sort of know SuperCoach by now, it's hard to sort of recover that as much pill as he got in the second half. It was sort of not for much impact.
So Sinclair 170 break even. I think 167. Are you going there in the next 2 weeks?
He's the one.
Yeah.
He's the one I sort of almost would tempted to go this week.
Even with the break even?
It's very bad play. Obviously, you never do that, but say he drops 20k, it's not the end of the world. But I'm sort of playing that that fixture. If you look at sort of all halfbacks this year against Freo with their sort of change in game style, they're given a lot of just easy ball around the back, and
Yeah.
if that's on, what Sinclair's doing, he'll take it. So couple that with just Nas spending 50-60% of the game, not near him anymore.
Yeah.
In the front half of the ground, it's pretty enticing. I think Sinclair's probably got to be the number 1 defender target the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's one I'm
Out of
looking
all
at.
of them.
Buy is absolutely terrible for me because I've got half of Fremantle in my team. I've got that round 13 buy. And then Matt Roberts. If you don't have him, would you go there? 480k?
There's just better options, like, for not much more.
Probably not going to be top 6, but won't be far off.
Again, if you try, I guess maybe if you never started him, you could look there. But again, I think there's still better options. If you traded him out, you just stick to it. You just go for other ones. There's guys not much more that are worth it, I think.
Yep, I think Nas 570. I think you could go there if you want. Whitfield 600, probably a little bit expensive. I think I'd probably rather save 50, 60, 70k at this stage on these other guys. If you need the money, if you have the money, that's fine. But I think Nas is good. I've only got 2 slots. So I think I'm just going to go Sinclair or Nas plus Whitfield. Definitely want Whitfield. Just going to wait patiently. Fingers crossed he drops 30k or something.
Yeah, because Rosie will get the DPP around 12.
Yeah. All right, pack of the week. I've got this on the agenda, but we need to find something. Man, people who traded Humphrey, that's stiff, man. I think that out of all the stitch ups this year, I think people that traded Humphrey the week before he went 150 after copping a 40 against Richmond, I think that's the biggest stitch up all year. Maybe second to trading Sherry in for 650 into a hamstring. But that's pretty bad stitch up there. Anything you like?
Yeah, it is a stitch up just because of the sheer point swing. But it's just like he's rolled in. It's not like his role changed. I still think that's like something Humphrey could do playing forward when Gold Coast play well, no matter what. And it's just like because he's not touching the midfield, so I still, I think it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to say deserved because it's like you shouldn't have probably picked him anyway. I think it was a bad pick from the start, but it's very obviously it's like ridiculous to cop that probably the week most people that had him trade him out. So it's always just going to be like ridiculous to like unlucky. But I don't know what else. Like, I don't know. Anyone like me who doesn't own like any of the top scorers in the game, just straight, plain and simple.
Yeah.
Non-Andy Brayshaw owners, non-Gawn
You need Ben
owners. I mean,
yeah.
Gawn's not as bad because if you'd likely have Cherry, who's sort of, matching him to an extent, but could get worse this week. Yeah, I don't know. This week just gone. Probably nothing too crazy, but anyone who didn't get a captaincy score higher than like 125, because then just means your team's shit like me. So
Yeah. It happens.
good luck to all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Nothing too crazy. Humphrey's got to be the one probably, just for the sheer 1 week suffering that would have caused you watching that. So yeah.
All right, I think we can wrap it up there. Just last one quickly, a few questions here. Chera, if it's 1 week, are you holding?
Yeah, I think you should.
Should have some good
depending on
options
your
on your bench as well. If you
Yep.
like me, you getting Petrarca in, so that means
Cleary, Hewitt.
yeah,
If it's one of them, like I think you should be fielding Lindsay if you have him,
Levi.
no matter what. But yeah,
Yep.
be fine with fielding one of those.
All good. So we'll wrap off with our trades plans for this week and captains. So I think touch on captains first. We've got a Sherry VC into I'm gonna go Dacos.
Just in case Andy gets tagged.
Yes, just in case.
Yep.
It's nerve-wracking because you really need to hit a good captain because Gawn is going to destroy Flynn. Meek had 60 hitouts. Imagine Gawn has 60 hitouts. Oh my god.
Yeah. Trade plans. Wow. So that's too early in the week for me.
Yeah.
With my bloody team, there's that many avenues and none of them that great in the end. But yeah, originally I had Davidson and Pryor I had traded out. Like it's, he still has that 90 in his system from the previous week, so he's going to make more cash. Has North, it feels a bit premature because he could go spike again. These Essendon rookies really just pissing me off with how they alternate the spike score and then a shit one.
I think we've all keep screwing that up.
So might not, but yeah, Levi's the one, man. I think I really just got to knuckle in and decide whether I am okay with trading him, because if so, I can do Davo and Levi to track and whatever Huswaite maybe, or like I said, maybe I do the Livingston thing in and have to feel Cleary at F6 if I do that. So a couple of calls to make. Too early in the week to make them.
Yep. Yeah, for me, it's Pryor and Davidson out for Petrarca, and then Thursday night we'll decide on a rookie. At the moment, I've got Will White. I would like to pick someone else. I'm hoping for Sardis.
I would implore you to pick someone else. Yeah, Sardis is the only one I would spend that type of cash on. Otherwise, I'd save the 60K and just get someone else.
If you guarantee one price rise out of Huswaite, I'd probably take that over White.
Yeah. Yeah, because we get free money.
Or something. It's got what do you score? 72.
Yeah, 25 touches. So yeah. Oh, and my captains, Cherry VC, and then pray to God that hits, because I don't want to make the decision on the captain. So
you got M1 and M2. Are they banned from captain or?
Yeah, they are, man. I'm captaining bloody, I don't know, Ryan Marich before any of them bastards.
Yeah. Harry's playing Thursday.
Yeah.
Connor, halfback. It's Dogs.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. Geordie Clark's missionary. Give me 100, man. Oh no, I'll take it. Cherry's got to do something decent. I'll just take a bloody 110 at this point from Cherry.
Yeah. That's gonna be panic stations. Like, West Coast versus Melbourne. I can't watch that. That's the problem. Like, I can't watch.
There's so many players in that game.
We've filled answers, so they're just hard watches for not owned. But yeah, I think we can wrap it up there. Anything else before we sign off?
That's it for me. No, nothing. Don't get Dunkley. No, I'm kidding. He's a fine option, but my God. Hard to watch when your players don't score points, Jaws. Gone are the days. Yeah. Well, for me anyway, where my M1, M2 just put a cool 120 up every week. I don't know what they're like anymore.
Yeah. Sarong, I think, will bounce back.
Oh, he better, mate. Like,
Yeah. He's
far
leading
out, Jord.
clearances and contested and like up there in the Brownlow, and it feels like it's not a good watch. I don't know.
It's always different, SuperCoach, to like
Yeah.
footy real impact, but I still don't think he's having much impact either at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to watch. But the fact that 3 weeks ago him over Brayshaw was because I captained Sarong twice, so would have captained Andy twice, and probably this week as well. Just gone about a 300-point swing. It's just not like for a mid in the same team for that big of a swing, and like you could pick up Sarong soon when he turns. If you got Andy instead, it's just brutal. So. Oh well, we sit here at 11k again this time of the year, and see if we can make any ground.
I've been in worse spots and made more ground. See how you go.
Yeah.
All right, wrap it up. Thanks for listening, and see you guys next time.